Do you smell what the shuck is flipping? Welcome to another installment of Mr. Shuck's Flipped ELA. Today we'll be taking a closer look at an introduction to the short story User Friendly by T. Ernesto Bethencourt. It starts on page 356 of your textbook. We're going to begin by taking a look at the Make the Connection section on page 356. Please just follow along in your textbook. Inside every computer, there's a central processing unit, or CPU. You can't hear it beating, but in some ways, the CPU is like a human heart, keeping the computer alive. Scientists still argue about whether a computer will ever be capable of real intelligence, but what about real emotions? What if your computer had feelings? What might it say to you? So let's get the idea wheel spinning inside our heads that our short story User Friendly is going to be related to computer technology in some way, shape, or form. We are going to add a new cool word to our cool words list, and we are going to add a definition for this cool word as well. The word stereotype is a word that we have talked about previously. Remember that a stereotype is a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular person or thing. It's basically making a generalization about someone or something. An example of a stereotype would be saying something like, all redheads have short tempers. Now that we know what a stereotype is, we're going to take a few minutes to work on a little journal entry. So for this journal entry, I need you to list some traits and characteristics of someone that might say something like, my best friend is a computer. I want you to stereotype this person. What is he or she like? What are their hobbies? What is their personality like? So basically, take the next 4 to 5 minutes and just come up with a little list of details about a person that might say something like, my best friend is a computer. In this case, I want you to stereotype. Now please turn to page 356 of your textbook for the Elements of Literature section. Character, an inside view. A character is anyone who plays a part in a story. In daily life, we use the word to describe a quality inside a person that can't be seen. Character is revealed through a person's words and actions. She has a fine character, we might say, or that choice shows character. As you read User Friendly, notice how the writer reveals what his main character is like. We get to know not only what Kevin looks like, but also his character traits, or the qualities that he carries inside. We're now going to turn to our academic word section and add a few academic words. Some of these will be review. The first academic word is character. Remember that a character is anyone or anything that takes part in the action of a story. We have two different types of characters, flat and static characters or round and dynamic characters. A flat and static character is a character that does not change throughout the course of the story. These characters are usually one-dimensional. Round and dynamic characters, on the other hand, are characters that change throughout the story. We get to see many different sides to their personalities. Personification. Remember that personification is when we give human characteristics or traits to non-human things. So if we say something like, the wind whispered through the trees, that would be an example of personification, because whispering is a human trait. Foreshadowing is another review word for us. Remember that foreshadowing is when writers drop hints or clues about what will happen later in a story. And finally, we have one new academic word for this short story, and that new word is hyperbole. Hyperbole is an exaggeration used for the sake of emphasis, when we exaggerate something to really get our point across. An example of this would be saying something like, my book bag weighs a ton. Or maybe saying something like, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. You literally could not eat an entire horse, but you use this example of hyperbole to show that you are really hungry. The same with the book bag. Your bag might be really heavy, but it does not literally weigh a ton. Please turn to page 356 in your textbooks once again to take a look at the reading skills and strategies section. Recognizing causes and effects, seeing why things happen. In User-Friendly, a chain of events lands Kevin in computer trouble. He sees effects, or what happens, but he's blind to causes, why the events happen, until it's too late. A causal chain is a series of events with each event causing another one to happen, like dominoes falling in a row. Be careful though, one event can follow another without having been caused by it. To figure out causes and effects, follow these steps. You can look for what happened first, then ask what happened because of that event. You can look for hidden or multiple causes and results, or you can use a graphic organizer such as a flowchart to record the chain of events. Please turn to page 364 in your textbooks. We will take a quick look at the Meet the Writer section about T. Ernesto Bethencourt. The Brooklyn Public Library was a place of refuge. T. Ernesto Bethencourt became a full-time writer by accident. He was working as a folk musician in a nightclub, and his first daughter had just been born. Bethencourt used the time between shows to begin writing his autobiography in hopes that she would read it one day. Through a series of extraordinary events, the autobiography became novelized, updated, and was published in 1975 as New York City, Too Far from Tampa Blues. The book was an immense success, and I began a new career in midlife. Bethencourt attributes his writing success to the New York City public schools and the public library. I thank them every day for the new and wonderful life they have given to me and my family. In another interview, he said, the Brooklyn Public Library was a refuge from street gangs. There was adventure, travel, and escape to be found on the shelves. Bethencourt has written science fiction novels and the Doris Fane mystery series. So there's a little bit about our writer. We have some information about our short story. We know that we are talking with computer technology in some way, shape, or form. So get that idea wheel spinning inside your head and be prepared for our next class period to begin reading our next short story, User-Friendly. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my page.